Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me? Beautiful. So I'm just going to jump right in. Leadership is commonly defined as the progressive and active leading of a population or group to work together to achieve a set goal or outcome. This is normally done through a hierarchy of individuals. When someone asks you to think of a leader, 9 chances out of 10, more than likely the first people to come to your mind will be a government official or a high-powered CEO. If you're lucky, also amongst that group will be a teacher or a coach who went out of their way to help you out. But what about the conversation you had a couple of days ago with a complete stranger? Probably while you were on the elevator. Maybe all you did was exchange pleasantries or discuss the inevitable rain, but what if their smile was contagious? And what if yours was too? Maybe they brought light to an idea you had never had, or a new perspective that you hadn't thought of. These people are just as much leaders as anyone else that would come to the first group to mind, because these kinds of leadership are complementary. When I was growing up, I went to a conservative private school to which I had to wear a very strict uniform every day except for the last Friday of every month. One Friday, a boy a year younger than me, who I only knew because it was a small school, and I knew he was more than willing and more than able to wear whatever brand he could. And he showed up one Friday, wearing, to this day, the ugliest rust orange, ripped, faded t-shirt I have and had ever seen. Being a year older and not really being his friend, I decided the most logical thing for me to do was to try to bully him. I was terribly unsuccessful, and instead of striking fear in him, he ended up laughing at me. Between his laughter, he was telling me about his t-shirt and the summer camp where he got it. And after about 2 minutes, when he ended with an enthusiastic and genuine, "You should go," I was going. About a month later, I was in the backwoods of New Brunswick, hiking and paddling at a leadership camp. And these 2 weeks were some of the most pivotal moments of my life at that time. You hear every day about the benefits summer camps have for kids, and that's not what I'm here to tell you about. What's unique about my story is how I found out about the summer camp. What if that boy decided not to wear his t-shirt that day? Or better yet, what if when I tried to bully him, he lashed out instead of being the better person and laughing it off? When I got home from my summer camp, I would speak to people, typically my parents' friends, and I would explain to them that I was just at a 2-week leadership camp and I had a lot of fun, and they would very politely smile and nod their head and say, "Oh, but who were you leading and what were you doing?" After a few dozen times of this, I was able to translate it into a less polite, but probably more honest version of, "But who would follow you and why are you doing it?" This question implied that, as me, a 14-year-old girl, had no business trying to lead anyone, and that to be considered a successful leader, you must have a set group of followers. It further begged the question that every leader and leadership outcome must be goal-oriented, which simply isn't the case. We need to broaden our view of leadership, to evolve and expand to include everything, particularly random and silent acts. This is because sometimes these random and silent acts of leadership, though they may not be on purpose, are the most pivotal and can lead to the most profound change. With this kind of leadership, there's no to-do list for the recipient. This enables society to fully embrace every opportunity given to it. If we want to work together to create a better community, we must evolve our version of leadership back to a grassroots-based human-to-human interaction, a mutual sharing of ideas between people. When I was asking people, a lot of my friends, about what their pivotal moments were, it became quite clear to me not a lot of people recognized that they had a pivotal moment. but when they thought about it and they did, it usually involved or surrounded another person. And because the recipient had no idea that this was the case, you know that that leader had no idea what had happened, and that this person was clearly never thanked. These people deserve to be thanked, because all of their hard work can lead to better and stronger communities, whether intentional or not. So before I leave you, I would like to say a quick thank you to Ian Moffat for wearing his ugly t-shirt and for being a better person when I was trying to bully him. And I'm sure he did a phenomenal job this past summer leading the same program he directed me to 7 years ago. Thank you very much.